Two things. This is recorded, so we will be reposting this when it's done. So if it's something of personal nature you don't want to be posted, keep that in mind. And also, if there's any kind of like a medical thing involved, remember, we're not doctors. So always seek medical advice from your doctor. We're here for guidance.
Thank you, Steve. Absolutely. And nor are we any lawyers to navigate in any legal battles that perhaps you might be going through. So thank you for that. So everybody be patient with me. I have been down and out under the weather for a few days now, and I am actually at home for the past 48 hours. It does feel good to be at home, but it doesn't feel good to be, not myself. So patience and much love and healing, not just for myself, to everybody. So thank you. Okay, so we are ready to start. I cannot see anything on this specific screen, so I'm waiting. Let's take a look here.
If there's anyone here that's looking for, again, a quick reading from Rose and myself, please mention something in the comments and we will do a reading for you.
Yeah. And if I'm looking at another screen, it's because I'm trying to navigate two screens. So I'm definitely being the norm every week on this. But I'm not, what's interesting? I'm not really seeing it on the main Facebook. So that's a bit of a...
Okay.
All right. So if anybody wants to join, please put in the comments, join. I want to join, or I'd like to join. For any questions, please feel free. Hello, Melinda. How are you? Let's take a look. I'm not seeing any questions just yet, so give everybody some time because I know we changed the time to come on.
Yep.
Maybe you want to flip one card and see what happens for today's message.
Sure, let's give that a shot.
No. Who knows? We might end up picking the same.
What did you get? Is that the Two of Wands?
Two of Wands, yes. I feel like it's a really great beginning for anybody that could be watching, perhaps maybe going through a transition at the same time, is seeking something new or on the path to enlightenment of something new. I feel like it's like your spirit, your soul is ready to take on a new venture, whether it could be in something in your career that you want to, upgrade, get into a higher position of something, or even make a complete different shift in your life. So Two of Wands just says to you that your feeling is just being validated and to keep moving on with that.
Perfect. And the card that I've got is the Nine of Wands.
Interesting.
So let's see if I'm getting, here we go, Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is really, it's about strength and courage, but you can also see the fence there, the little wooden fence. It's really also about setting boundaries. So, don't get stepped on. Make sure you got the boundaries. If you can't do something for somebody, say no. Don't be afraid to say no. If you can, go ahead, right? So it really is about strength and boundaries.
Very true. Beautifully said. Thank you for that. Now, go ahead. Let's take a look. Okay, I'm going to go into the comments section now. There is 14 comments, but I need to get... Okay. Let's take a look. Let's start with Jane. Jane, you have a question on your upcoming trip to Ireland. Okay, and then we're going to come to Josie and then Melinda. So just hang tight. So, Steve, there is a question from Jane. She'd like to know about her upcoming trip to Ireland.
All right.
Interesting. These are all very positive, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
Really positive.
So, do you want me to start or?
Yes, go ahead. Yes, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
So 2 cards came flying out for you. So the Seven of Swords is typically, if you look at the card, it's not necessarily a positive card, but it's also about the way you interpret it, okay? So the general meaning of Seven of Swords is like a deceit, like you're almost getting away with something. But to me, that's not what this card is signifying. Now, I don't know if you can see that clearly, but there is someone here and they're getting away from the city. So it's almost like they're getting away, they're going on a trip, they're going somewhere. And following that card, I've got the World. okay, which the world is such an amazing card, because really at the end of the day, again, that's another one that signifies travel, but it's going to be like a journey for you. I think you're going to have a great time. It's going to bring in a lot of new experiences if you haven't been there already. And it's about a new journey. And I think the world is also about, you take that journey and it's coming to an end, and she's stepping through that hoop, meaning something new is beginning. Okay, so keep that in mind. See if there's something new beginning on that trip, and enjoy it.
Beautiful. Beautiful deliverance. Okay, so just adding on to yours, because you've done it just so perfect, I have to say. The expenses that are going into the actual travels. So you and your spouse or whoever is traveling with you is really putting a lot of money into kind of branching out and doing things that you really want to do. So you're always in the up feeling of saying, we want to do it, we love to do it, let's do it. So this is a great thing. Having said that, these are cards to say to keep traveling, to keep doing things that you love doing most. Having said that, when you are in, I believe it was Ireland, yes? Was it Ireland?
Yep.
So when you're in Ireland, I want you to kind of step back and don't forget why you actually booked the trip to begin with. Because it's almost like, okay, do we need to spend on here? Should we spend on here? No need to hold that finance in your pocket. Just kind of let it loose, enjoy yourself. At the same time, there won't be any kind of, differences between you and the person that you're traveling with. So let loose and enjoy yourself. I'm going to say this. On the upcoming, I feel like you're going to have a wonderful time. Queen of Cups is going to enjoy herself to the fullest. At the same time, I feel like it'll be another landmark that you might want to return back to. This is something that you're going to really find a lot of, I would say, a lot of adventure in Ireland. At the same time, there might be things that you're going to come across spiritually. And it could be whether that's the churches that you choose to go to, something. But I feel like you're going to be on a different kind of journey on this one, Jane. So hopefully that makes sense. And it might be another, I will return back. Okay, so enjoy it. You're going to have a really beautiful time. Thank you. Thank you for that. We need that. Oh, I love it. All right. Should we keep going with my side? Because there's quite a bit of questions coming.
Sure.
All right. All right. So let me just kind of go back up a little bit here. You're very welcome, Jane. Enjoy your trip. If there's any room in the luggage, we do fit, for sure. So you could take us. Okay, just we're coming into the other ones, but for Liz, if there is something that is more personal, Liz, you can actually message, and I will have Steve and myself flip separate. Liz is a very, very close family friend of mine. So if you find it's personal, just send me the question through Messenger, and I will actually send it down to Steve, and we will both flip on that to answer, so it'll stay personal just between us, okay? Because we don't need to expose things on here. And I'm glad you found us live, by the way. That's even better. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, my question, where's Josie? Josie's saying, do we see her returning back to Italy to complete the loose ends? So let's kind of take a look at see what's there. Kind of interesting, fighting on these two cards to choose from. I don't know why. Interesting. All right. Josie, did you want to come online with us? Let's take a look. Maybe she'll like to come. Let's see, where is she? I don't know why it doesn't say to come online.
I think she might have to request.
Yeah. She's watching now at this point. So let me just see if I could. I wonder if I could do. Oh, I can do this. Hang on a second. Josie. No. Not really. If you'd like to come on and if anybody would like to join us, please feel free. Okay. All right. So this is interesting. There's some choices that she needs to make, and she's feeling a bit stuck and a bit burdened by it. I must say this. And it's almost like it needs to be looked at, or it's going to come to a complete end and she will lose it. It will be lost for her. But she's uncertain what she's doing because right now she's kind of contemplating back and forth of feeling that heaviness of making this choice to go. So maybe her mind is saying to go, or the heart is saying to go, but something is not in alignment at this moment. Having said that, you need to find the strength to go, Josie, because the fact is, if you don't go, you're going to lose. I can tell you now, there's going to be losses of finances right there. Having said that, if you just gain the strength, what will happen to you, the outcome is very positive. So you must follow the feeling in going and doing what is right to complete what it is on that loose end. And the last of the Queen of Cups with the Six of Swords and the Temperance, I actually see you going. So I do see you going, and I do feel it's not going to be in the immediate space, though. I feel like it's kind of being delayed, or you're delaying it, but I feel like this is going to be in your third quarter, if that makes sense. But just take it easy and balance it. Don't feel that you are going there with heaviness. Go there with clarity. It's very, very important, or you will lose something of the financials in between this. Okay, so I hope that resonates for you, lovely.
Okay, Josie, the add-on for myself is I've got the Star and the Eight of Wands. So the Star really is all about renewal. It's about allowing yourself to be vulnerable. So whatever you have going on in Italy that you need to tie up loose ends, it's very possible you need to get that guard down, okay? Get that guard down, allow yourself to be vulnerable, and then you got the Eight of Wands. And so those messages or the news or the emails, it's going to come flying at you really fast. But before that happens, you have to make sure you're vulnerable, okay? You have to make sure there's something there for renewal. And then that's when the messages are going to hit you. That's when you're going to get the clarity.
Beautiful. Yeah, so definitely, I mean, it's definitely a should really to go. She should go.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that the loose ends will not be in her favor if she doesn't go. I feel like there'll be a loss, and then there'll be some regrets. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. And
I've got
go ahead.
I've got one on my side. So thank you, Josie, by the way.
Thank you, Josie.
Okay, I see Gucci Mama. Should my spouse fight the good fight or take a step back?
Interesting.
Interesting question.
I'm going to reshuffle these. Something's telling me to reshuffle. And thank you. Charlene is telling me my voice is cutting out. I think it's these things, to be quite honest with you.
No, I can hear you. No problem.
You hear me?
Yeah.
And I am under the weather, so maybe that's cutting out. I'm not sure. Let's see.
Okay,
Ooh,
Gucci Mama.
Interesting. Wow. Okay, this is interesting. Can you just read that question once again so I can...
Yep. Should my spouse fight the good fight or take a step back?
It's interesting, Steve, because you know what? I've got a lot of confusion on my cards right now. It's almost like positivity versus the negativity of things. That's should he take that step or should he step back? I feel like there is more positivity to it than something saying don't do it. So the fact is there is some kind of finances involved. Okay. There is, and if can she validate that? Is there some financials involved? Can you ask her, please?
Yeah, Gucci Mama, if there's anything to do with financial, please let me know if you can validate that.
Because I feel like there is going to be a loss of something, Steve, to regain something new. But right now, he's not thinking straight. He's not having clarity in the direction he should be to keep moving forward. I feel like he needs to kind of turn himself around and face forward and stop overthinking things too much and probably stop asking so many around if he should be making this right choice or not. I feel like his intuition is telling him to move forward with it.
Okay. So Gucci did respond. She said potential financial implications. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's funny enough, the first card I got was Justice.
There we go.
So yeah, so Justice, again, it is about fighting the good fight. Absolutely. There is balance in here. But if you look at the card, you can see that she's looking almost at her own image. Okay, so it's the duality of things, right? But the next card that pulls up is the Ten of Swords, meaning that something is coming to the end. There's an end of a cycle. And the Ten of Swords is typically not the best of cards because it is something like, someone's been stabbed in the back. So it's very possible that your spouse is going to discover things that they've never seen or, happen to come along during this fight. However, the last card is the Page of Swords, and that is about discovery, right? So I think going through this good fight, your spouse is going to discover things. I don't think it's necessarily always a bad thing, because even if you discover something that's negative, that allows you to make a decision to be able to move forward in a positive manner. So it's better that you find that out than not find it out and continue status quo.
Yes. You know what? It's so true. And at the same time, there is new beginnings coming after this. So I feel like it's, when I see the Knight of Wands in the opposite direction, it's not serving me well, in a sense where what he feels to be and to want the positive outcome, he literally has to stay very strong throughout all. Like, I'm talking ground yourself. It is very important. And do things right. Do it right, meaning that don't copy other people's behaviors. I'm going to say this.
Okay. Yeah. I want to add to that. I got 2 swords out of 3 cards. And this to me is basically saying, you know what? He or she needs to be smart. They need to use their intellect in this, okay? As opposed to emotion. Okay.
Yes.
So she has responded. She said this issue will be very public, globally newsworthy. Okay. So remember, keep focus on, the brain as opposed to emotion.
Yeah. So
Okay.
don't lose sight of, the journey, but at the same time, he needs to stay, again, very well grounded through it all. And that's as best as what we can give him as far as the legal part of things, possibly going into the legal part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there is losses of finances along with this. I can tell you now, whatever he chooses to do, there is some losses that is going to come out from it as well. But there is also new beginnings. That's what I will say.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you, Gucci Mama.
Thank you. And best of luck.
Yeah, best of luck. True. I might have to put myself as Louis Vuitton Mama. Okay, so I have a question to put on the board. So I'm thinking to change the group name Heaven on Earth. Should I do it or should I not do it? If I should do it, what name would you name this group? So I'll leave it with everybody. You can put it in the comments or leave it Heaven on Earth or change the name of the group.
So your group, Heaven on Earth, if you should change the name or not.
Yeah, or leave it the way it is.
I like it, but that's just me.
Yeah, I love Heaven on Earth too, but I just thought, you know what? We're basically more on here doing more live intuitive readings.
Yep.
My other group does have all loved ones. It's about loved ones. So yeah, so I try to kind of keep them separate. All right, our next question. I'm trying, you know what? I don't understand why let's go into this section here. This is really weird. All right, let's take a look here. There is more questions. I just don't know how to.
Yep.
You get them. Okay, I'm going to try them here.
Okay,
You know,
I'm gonna
go
read
ahead.
one, Rose, that you might want to address. This is from Maria del Carmen. Hi guys, is there any message from the other side for me, please? So I know, maybe I'll say something first. Because Rose is not feeling the greatest today, there's not going to be a lot of clarity that's going to come through when it comes to the other side. So I think for today, she's not going to give those messages. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. Today, even though
Perfect.
Spirit did kind of play with my lights prior to, but I said, Spirit, not today, because yes, I have been feeling not well for 2 days.
Okay.
But I don't like to disappoint and not coming on the live, so that's why. Thank you,
All right.
Steve.
You're welcome.
Um,
Did you find a question yet on your side? I've
I
got
don't.
another one. Yeah, another
Yeah.
two here.
Okay, let's go with yours. I'm having problems seeing mine, and I shouldn't, to be quite honest. And there is
Okay.
tons of questions. I have to say that. Go ahead.
Okay. Lena, I see your question here. Is it a karmic relationship if me and a guy I talk to are keep coming back with each other? Okay, so I know, Lena, I know what this is, it's relating to. So there's someone that she's, I guess, seeing, talking to. They keep coming in and they keep going out. And then they keep coming in and they keep going out. And nothing ever materializes as far as a relationship is concerned. But that's their pattern. And it's been like this for like 4 years now.
Okay, so let's just make sure that I understand something. Can I just describe this gentleman has dark hair, please? I need to see the gentleman in my third eye before I answer that question. Dark
Lena?
hair. I feel this gentleman is showing me slim, about 5'10", 5'11". Does that make sense to this gentleman, or the partner, I should say?
She's saying yes.
Okay. And he's European?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want his name? She just mentioned it.
No, we don't need to expose. As long as I can see him in my third
Yeah.
eye, I'm good. Okay. You know, there's some things I like to hold back. I feel something that's a little bit personal. Does she really want me to say it online?
You know what? You can send it to me in a voice clip and I can forward it to her.
Okay, I will do that because I'm a little bit, there's a little bit of a concern here with this relationship. That's why.
Okay. So Lena, we will get back to you after this, okay?
Yeah, I'll voice it right over to, and you can ask me questions on the side, but it's personal. So I'm not going to expose it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lena. Thank you.
Stay tuned, Lena. We will get to you. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay, so my question is, Melinda. Thank you, Melinda, for the prayers. Yes, I've been really not feeling well in myself for a little while, but I've been home for 2 days straight now, trying to recover. So thank you. The question for Melinda is, what do I need to know at this time? Melinda. Okay, Charlene, I will not change the name. Charlene just said it. Do not change it. I'm not one for lots of change. I love it. I love it, Charlene. And Charlene's been on the group since the very beginning, so I must go like this. Yes, Charlene, thank you. Oh, one just flipped out. Oh, interesting. Okay, let me flip on this one here. Oh.
Yep. I love your reactions. They're priceless.
Oh, You know what? It's funny because when I'm reading them, I'm flipping more. That's why I don't send the cards up to the camera because I'm
Yeah.
flipping more on the in front of me. So, Melinda, if you're still there, could you please just with just a yes or no, is there something right now you're going through, kind of being challenged with or struggling with a little bit on the financial part? Something to do with maybe the career or the finances that come with the career? Because I feel like right now something's not in your favor, lovely. But it's not saying it's not turning around because I see the chariot and it's going to turn around. But does that make sense to you? And that's only flipping the 3. I didn't flip on the whole 6 yet. I'm looking at my screen here. I should do this like, oh. Melinda? Let's take a look. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So I feel like there is going to be a change with the chariot coming up. Please, I know you might be feeling a little bit out of place right now, out of sorts. I'm working on securing funds for my next film. Okay, interesting. The chariot saying to you, I'm going to lift this card for you, lovely. Chariot saying to keep going, don't stop, keep moving, even though there's finances that are being, coming in and coming out of your hands very quickly. I feel like you're not to stop because there's something beautiful coming up, a new opportunity, a new beginning of something that's going to open up more finances. I'm going to let it back to Steve now and then flip more. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the 2 cards I've pulled, the High Priestess was the first one, and the 8 of Pentacles. So I'm just going to put this here so people can see it. So the High Priestess really is about using your intuition. Okay, it's about lifting the veils. Okay, and seeing clearly. Okay, seeing clearly meaning that third eye of yours. Okay, there is a little bit of mystery involved and mindfulness, but really intuition. I'm going to say trust your intuition because the next card, the 8 of Pentacles, is showing the mastery of your skill. And it's showing that you can do this really, really well. You've gone through life this in a sense of in this career for a long time, that you've mastered the skill. And if you keep doing that, you're going to get the rewards well earned.
Very much true. So beautiful. And I have to say, Steve, adding on to you with the 2 of Cups and Ace of Swords, this is bigger than she imagined.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this is just not even a standstill. This is just a keep trucking along, keep moving. Because I feel like there's going to be something that comes up of a beautiful partnership. And I'm not saying a legal partnership, but a partnership between you and somebody else that's going to open up new doors, new avenues. And with the Ace of Swords, going to be very successful.
Yeah.
And a lot of growth there. So I feel like the divine's watching you on this one. So you're doing something really wonderful. So thank you, Melinda. I hope that makes sense to you. Keep going, lovely.
Okay.
Well, we just have to add, is there any room for Steve and myself to be in the film? You never know, Steve.
We'll be extras walking by the screen,
Exactly, yeah. Don't mind me. Everyone knows me. I love joking.
Hey, maybe we can be in a restaurant flipping tarot cards.
Yeah, that's true. She says, thank you to both. She says, you're
welcome.
We don't even have to say a word. We'll just be happy to stay in the behind scenes.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Right.
All right. So I do have one on my side from Santino. It says, good afternoon. My question is if I can be municipal presidente this year, 2024. My name is Alejandro Bruce. I'm gonna pronounce your name wrong. Bruciaga. So sounds like Latin America, maybe. So we'll try. We'll see what the cards give, what kind of an answer they give, because politics is very difficult to to come across. But I'm just gonna.
Is he talking about being a president?
A municipal, so maybe like a city, maybe a mayor type.
Oh, okay. That's true. It's very difficult. Oh, you know what Melinda said? We're just going to add on. She says, yes, for the future one, definitely us. I will hold you both to that. I'll see you on my set in the near future. Thank you,
There
Melinda.
you go.
Thank you. Even if we're just having coffee, we're just sitting quiet, I promise.
All right, so we'll get back to
All right.
Santino, or it should
Santino.
be Alejandro. It should be Alejandro.
Alejandro.
Yeah.
Thank you. Tell us about Alejandro. My voice sounds so. Ooh, I'm hearing my own self today because of my cold and everything like that. Oh. Oh. Ooh. I don't know about this one here yet. You know, tonight is really like a lot of mixed cards. Let's take a look here. So this is something that I feel like it's been hopes and dreams. Something he's always wanted.
Interesting.
And I feel like he's got a nice support system, someone helping him, a female figure that's giving him a lot of love and support to help him. And he's really working hard at it because he's seeing a change. He's seeing the world different. And he wants to make change. It's like the justice card, ready to make that new change for the world. It's my end results of what I see. I can't say the result itself, but I feel like there are times where he feels like it's a little bit way too much, that he wants to kind of, do I really want this? And kind of feel like I want to walk away from it. As much as he loves it, I feel like he's feeling a lot of, people's energy really not as positive as he would like it to be. But you know what's interesting? He still keeps shining right through it. Like no matter how much he's enduring to get to where he needs to get to, and he's really come a long way. I see this. He still keeps shining. He's ready to make the change, make a difference on this. I'll pass it over to you now.
Yeah, I've got 5 cards, and I'm going to echo exactly what you're saying. So the first card is the 6 of Pentacles, basically indicating to me somebody who's very giving, somebody who's all about charity, somebody who's about the people. And then the next card, I've got the Emperor, the 7 of Swords, 8 of Cups, and 10 of Pentacles. But basically, it's saying he is very strong. He's motivated. He's almost like focused on getting this. Okay. But as he's doing that process, you've got the 7 of Swords indicating, you know what, there could be some shady stuff going on around him. And he has to make sure you don't get caught in that kind of stuff. So if there's any kind of like thievery or backstabbing or anything like that, stay far away from it. It's going to make you feel like you need to walk away. And it's funny because look at the card, Rose. It's exactly what you said. The woman's walking away. Okay.
Yes, which I had that. Yes.
Yeah. And at the very end, Alejandro, it's basically saying, you've got the 10 of Pentacles. It's a very happy ending. So it's basically saying you're going to work through this, and whatever the outcome is going to be, okay, it's going to make you happy. It's going to be for the benefit of yourself, maybe even family, if they're involved as well.
Mm-hmm. Very beautiful. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. So we're moving forward. Madeline. Hello, Madeline. I know you were asking about us, and here you are. So you made it on. So thank you, lovely. Do you have a question for us? I'm going to keep looking to see. If I'm missing comments, I apologize. Today, I don't know what it is. I'm missing comment. Just keep putting the question back up. I just want to take 1 minute though, because I do have a spirit here. I have a grandmother stepping forward. So if anybody can relate to a grandmother, starting with the letter M. So I'm going to try to sound this out like possibly M-E or M-A. M-A, the way they're saying it, M-A. And I feel like she had dark hair. She's from Europe. So she's showing me from Europe. A little bit heavier, in a voluptuous body. Let's not forget that. So I feel like she's stepping forward. And I feel like she was overseas because she doesn't show. She did travel here, though. I feel like there was a travel, or there was a thought of traveling here to Canada. But I do feel like this grandmother was overseas. And a very
Tuche, is that you? I think someone's saying yes on my side. Is this, are you relating to what Rose is saying?
Interesting. Milo! Milo!
You're still blowing my eardrum off, girl.
Did you hear it? Did you hear? I
Okay, so
tried to
yes.
mute myself.
Okay,
All
so
right.
Tuche is saying yes. She's resonating with what you're saying.
Okay. So I feel like there's been a conversation. Sorry for the yelling, everybody. My dog does have anxiety sometimes. I do feel like there was a conversation within a 2 week span prior to. So it could have been something that was spoken about in a celebration of something, but I feel like there was a conversation and grandma was there. So can you understand that? Because I feel like she's validating and just acknowledging that somebody was talking about her, but the good things about her, the things that she used to do before I go into something else.
Tuche, if that's making sense, please comment.
And she shows me very religious. I feel like she was very religious. There's a Bible and a cross. So I feel like this could have been passed over to somebody. I'm not saying it's the lady that's on the panel, but it could have been passed on to somebody. And it's an old Bible. It's an old Bible.
So Tuche said she transitioned.
Thank you. God bless her. Thank you. And I feel like there's a gentleman on the other side with her because he had stepped forward. And I'm not sure if the letter T connects with this gentleman or somebody here in the physical world, but the letter T she was referencing to.
Okay, Tuche, is your grandmother is referencing a letter T? Does that make any sense? Someone that starts with the letter T?
T. And something to do is I feel like she was there watching something. So they must have been pulling up something, a video of her or a picture of her. Something was being spoken. Can she understand this?
Well, her name starts with a T. So Tuche, right?
Okay, okay. Is there anybody else that has a T, letter T? I can take that because I didn't know her name before I scribbled. But the
Yeah.
thing is there anybody else with a letter T?
Tuche, is there anyone else related, family members or friends that start with the letter T other
Besides
than
her.
yourself?
And I feel like the month of August, something to do with August, she's referencing to. She's quite actually a character. I feel like her. I feel she's very bubbly, and she's independent, like very independent. This woman, and I feel like I feel like her spouse, her husband, had passed away prior to, and she was taking care of herself.
So I'll just wait for Tuche to respond.
Oh, I just lost my card.
So Tuche, if any of this is making sense, yeah, feel free to comment in the box.
Yeah,
because you're obviously getting a message from your grandma.
and is there something she keeps coming back to me, something to do with a religious something? Was there something that they pulled out that is religious that they were looking at? Maybe it was a prayer of something of hers. Because I feel like they were talking about her. She keeps saying that.
Okay, so she said, yes, Grandpa passed away 11 years before her, and Grandpa's name has T in his name. It doesn't start with T.
Okay.
So Rose was saying something about religious, any kind of religious thing that they were looking at maybe before she passed or after she passed, and they were talking about her, referencing her about it.
Just recently, something to do with it. It could be even a prayer that she has of something that says, oh, that reminds me of my grandma, or a letter, something that they were talking about, or a picture, because she's showing me words with picture of something. Oh, interesting. So I feel like do they have something hanging up of hers that they were just talking about?
She said she was doing prayers.
Okay.
Recently, I found an old picture of her. Okay.
Okay.
Is there something hanging up, Tuche, that reminds you of your grandmother?
Because I feel like what she's telling me, grandma shifted it, moved something, whether it's on a dresser or hanging, she shifted it, she moved it. Something's happened, like not moved it from one place to another room, no, but it's always something shifted of that item. It's interesting. So I feel like she just wants to say hello to her. It's a granddaughter, yes?
Yeah. So
Okay.
she's saying no. Okay,
Okay.
keep thinking about that, Tuche, because it might not come to you right now, but maybe there's something of your grandmother. So like even a picture frame that's been there and it's shifted and you kind of adjusted, right?
Mm-hmm. But it's great that she got the picture that she was doing the prayer with. Yes, she saw the
Yeah.
picture. That she's validating. She's saying thank you for that. But there is a little bit something much more, I feel. And I'm going to leave it at that because otherwise we'll be here all night with the beautiful grandmother.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just feel like your grandparents are very proud of you. I feel like you've really done well for yourself. So they're just saying how much they love you from the other side and that they miss you.
She said thank you. You're welcome.
Very welcome, lovely. Brittany, tonight I'm not actually taking spirit readings tonight because I'm under the weather. It's just because this beautiful grandmother didn't want to come out from this space. That's why I brought her through. So, but tonight, not tonight, lovely. Next week. Okay, Denise, let's go to Denise. Can we go to Denise? What's in store?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to let you tackle this one first. What's in store for me in 2024?
Okay, Denise.
I know Denise too far well because she's at my front table, but I will still pull. She's my go-to at the front. So everybody who knows, whoever sees that beautiful smiling face at my tables at the event, that's my beautiful friend Denise. Let's take a look here. Oh, wow. Well, you want to start first whenever you're ready? Thank you, Brittany. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Let's see what came here.
And good night, Melinda. Thank you. Izzy, we're coming to you next.
Okay, so I've got the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Swords, and the Hierophant. So it's Denise, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting because there's something that's I almost feel like it's plaguing her in a way. So I'm looking down at my cards, okay? So if I'm not looking at the screen, I'm just trying to get a message from the cards. I feel like she's bound by something. Something is restricting her, and she's at the point where she's going to walk away. And it's the walking away thing is coming from an emotional aspect. So I think that's not necessarily a bad thing, but where I see you going with this is more or less on the spiritual journey. So it's almost like you're letting go of what's blocking you here and almost starting like a new journey of elevating, of awakening, of spiritual journey. And I don't know if that makes any sense.
That's interesting, Steve. You know why?
Why?
Because I actually have the Queen of Wands on a new journey. And the first thing I said is something spiritually is going to change for Denise.
Yeah.
So I don't even really have to say what I've got down on my table.
I don't know if you can see this card. It's totally a spiritual journey, complete and total.
Completely, completely,
right?
incredible.
So yeah, so there you go, Denise. I hope that resonates with you. Okay, I think I've got one on my side here.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got, yes, Maria. So she has a different question. It's how will my legal matters go? So
Well,
that one's a hard one too.
yeah, we can't say yes or no, V or Va on this one, lovely.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, Denise, I don't know. I see you on a whole new journey. A whole new journey. A beautiful one. And much
Maria,
blessings to you.
Maria's got these questions that as readers we don't like to typically tap into these kinds of questions.
That's correct. And we did stress it in the beginning that anything legal or medical, it's not going to be your outcome cards, I can tell you right now. Your
Yeah.
outcome reading.
All right, so let me just move on to the next one just to see if there's... Okay, Lily Scar, if you're still there, let me know. It says, how is work going to go for me this year?
Okay. Interesting.
Okay, do you want to start first with this one?
Sure, absolutely. So I do feel that this new position, new placement that she has, new job, I feel like she's going to work really, really hard at moving herself along into higher, better positions in that area of what she's doing, even in the same placement that she's going to be at. Having said that, she might come to a little bit of a shift in between. So I feel like I'm going to say this. 6 months over to the year, I feel like there's going to be. Can anybody hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't hear anybody.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Anymore. Oh, let's take this. That's part of maybe spirit's telling me something tonight. It's like Rose. Let's try this again. I don't understand, but that's okay. I'm gonna have to
give her a
just put it up.
second, everyone.
There. I'm gonna have to do. Can you at least as long as you can hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll use the computer, so I don't really need those things. Okay, so there is going to be a transition. So I feel like she's going to do really well. She's going to work hard at it. It's going to open up some great ways of moving her along to something else. So I don't feel she's going to be staying in that position. I feel like she's going to be moving along. And I feel like at the same time, there's going to be a place after 6 months having to make a choice because she's going to come to some kind of crossroads, some decision making. But I feel intuitively she's going to make that shift. Having said that, I don't know why I'm going to add this in, but I feel like there's got to be some kind of additional new learning material, whether it's going back to school to enhance something or to actually learn in the position you're at to be more on a higher scale. So I feel like this is where she's going to come to that crossroads. But it doesn't say that she will do wonderfully well on the outcome. I feel like she needs to go through this, but she will do well right now for it.
Yeah. So I kind of, I have the same beginning and middle as you, but my outcome's a positive one.
Great.
So it's interesting.
Perfect. Thank you.
So, Lily, I've got the 10 of Swords. So it's basically telling me you're going to work really hard. Okay. And it's going to hurt. It's going to be painful. You're then going into the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is really about new ideas, new creativity, new learning. So like Rose was saying, upgrading your skills, going back to school. And then you've got the King of Wands, okay? And the King of Wands is really all about being a leader, a visionary. So I think, going through that education, that hard work, it's going to push you forward in being a leader. And it might not be necessarily a promotion, but you can be very good at what you're doing. You're going to be top notch.
Beautiful. So I feel like this is where she's going to have to probably add on some new material to learn to keep
Yep.
herself going. Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Now let's take a look here. I think I missed somebody in the early beginning, so I'm just going to move back a little bit. Lizzie, I didn't forget about you. I'll just message you directly on the spirit question. Let's take a look. Okay, so let's go back to Brittany. What is in store for me in 2024? Anything I should be aware of?
Okay.
Izzy's next. Remind me, and I think Izzy might be the last one for us.
Yeah. I know I have a bunch of questions here too, but we can't.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's okay. Everybody will have to come back next week.
Yes, that would be lovely. And maybe we could get some to join on with us. Would you like to join on, Izzy, for the last? Would you like to join in? The last question with Izzy. If you do, send an invite and I'll bring you on. Lovely. Let's take a look here. Brittany. Let me see if I can invite her on here. Let's take a look.
I've only had one card that I can flip. I'm going to try to pull some more manually. All right. Okay, so I've got something for Izzy. Do you want me to go ahead?
Oh, I think it was Brittany.
Brittany, or
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just do the reading. So the first card I've got, again, Page of Swords. So this has come up twice already tonight. This is about new discoveries, new journeys, and Swords is really about intellect and also the throat chakra, being able to speak clearly and hear clearly and so on. So remember, it's about a new discovery. The next card is the Eight of Cups, meaning that you're going to walk away from something emotional. So it's very possible that whatever you discover, this new journey you're on, you need to leave your current situation behind. And that is going to give you the strength, okay? The next card is a strength card. It's a major arcana. So strength to me in 2024 is an amazing card. It's actually the card of 2024. And it really is about being able to be strong, but also taming that lion. So you have that inner strength to be able to control the situation, control who's around you. So use that wisely. I think it's really, really, really powerful for you.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. I might even have an idea for next week. Maybe we'll try flipping back and forth. So you'll take a question, I'll take a question, and thing. Isabella's asking to come on, but I don't know how to get her on. Let's take a look. I really don't know how to get Izzy on.
Okay. So I'm just going to quickly go on my side and say, Kathy Wood, Maria Tuche, I know you have some questions, and they're good questions. I think they're ones we can answer. So we're pretty much out of time tonight. So come back next week and ask us the same questions, and we'll pick up on you guys. And Rose, I think we're doing the last one on your side, right?
For Izzy, yes. So I think Izzy's asking a question. I'm going to take this off. Yeah, thank you. I know that there are some ones that I'm noticing now. But again, thank you for everybody who's joined. We're going to do Izzy now, but I just want to say thank you to everybody who's joined. Tonight, I really shouldn't have been on because I wasn't feeling myself, but I felt like that I just am here every week and I don't want to let anybody down. And I am good enough to still do my readings. As far as the spirit messages, we'll resume that next week to everybody. Okay. So, you know me in spirit. I love bringing down loving messages. Okay.
Yeah. And is
So
there a
thank
specific question for Izzy?
2024. What do we see in the 2024? Okay. So I've got to message Lizzie after this. Liz, and then we have somebody that we're going to send me a message that I have to voice over.
Lena, yeah.
Lena,
Yeah.
Lena.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, and Lizzie, I'll message on the side. You're welcome, Lizzie. Okay. Hi, Sandy. Hello, hello. And thank you for everybody who is sending me positive feeling, healing vibes. I thank you very much, all of you. Thank you. If I take off my glasses, you'll see my eyes quite glossy because of them. All right. All right. Okay, so Izzy, the first and foremost I'm going to say is things you feel are against you right now. And the reason why I'm saying is it's just here, my set of cards of what's coming through, feeling the burdens, feeling the loss, and you're honestly, it's everything's fighting against you. Having said that, you feel it, you feel like you're even in it, but I don't feel that you're really, really in there. That means there's a solution to come out of this. So having said that, I just need you to feel like you are being very strong through everything and all the choices that you are making, and kind of guide yourself to where you want to be and where you don't want to be. So don't do things unnecessarily that doesn't really connect with you. Go with things that you are feeling in alignment with you. I'm going to say this. So it's like, I know the world is an oyster and we all want so much, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's fantastic. But sometimes there are things that are for you, and there are things that maybe are just not for the right timing at this moment. Because I feel like there's things that you need to kind of complete right now. Having said that, I do see a shift for you. And it's going to be a better shift in a sense where it's going to take some time to still get through the shift. I'm going to say this with much love and honesty, but you will make a new change this year, but it's going to feel like it's still dragging with you. Don't allow that thought to come with you from before to the upcoming. Steve?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on everything you said about her being stuck. So I've got the 8 of Swords that have come up, and it's really all about, you're kind of like bound and stuck on something. And then I've got the 2 of Cups, meaning, you know what, to get out of that, there's some kind of partnership that needs to be formed. And it's not necessarily a love partnership. It could be a friendship. It could be a business relationship. And it could be a potential, love relationship. Who knows? And following that, you've got the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is really about taking charge and going out there. It's high energy. Go get what you want. So I think in order for you to get out of this rut or this hump that you're in, you need to find someone to help you do that. There's some kind of partnership that's involved. So I hope that resonates, and I hope that makes sense to you.
Very interesting. Thank you for that, Steve. And you know what? It's interesting because there is that partnership needed to help her move forward.
Yeah.
It's not saying it's a love relationship. It's a different kind of partnership.
Right.
Okay, so I'll just say, and I'll pass it over to you. Thank you to everybody who joined. I know that 8 o'clock became our 7 o'clock this evening, only because, once again, if you just joined, and I noticed our regulars have just joined, it's because I'm not feeling well. So I thought move it up a little bit so that way I will get some rest after this. So much love to each and every one of you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for always being with us on the panel. And I'm going to pass it over to Steve. So thank you.
Okay. Yes, I want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you for your questions. Rose and myself love to do this. Please come back next week at 8 o'clock. For those people that we were unable to answer the questions, we will do so next week. And again, just Rose and myself, things that we do. We both do tarot readings. Rose, as you know, she's a psychic medium, a fantastic one at that. We also do energy healing sessions.